Welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Danny Brown, head basketball coach at Sandia High School. And hey, Danny, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Steve. Always enjoy it.
Well, I tell you, I just love catching up with basketball. I mean, it's amazing. Hey, it's here, huh? I mean, district, I mean, your districts and the state tournaments coming up. I mean, it's amazing how quick it comes up in February. It just seems like March Madness is already began.
No question, it's flown by, and it's been I mean, it's been a crazy season. I mean, just it's how fast it's gone, and so we're already down to the last 5 or 6 games of the regular season now, and districts in the middle of district play, and so it's an exciting time as always.
Well, kind of recap this year a little bit. I mean, you've been just injury plagued, and I know that's not something in your vocabulary, but it's a
Hmm.
reality. It just seems like every time
Hmm.
I talk to you, there's somebody's sick or somebody's hurt or deal,
Yeah.
and you haven't been at full speed once this
Yeah.
time this year.
No, and obviously it started in the fall with Mateo Hogan being our first guy that went down. Really, we got him back, and he's been a huge difference maker for us. But we just got him back the first game before district against Academy. And he's a big body, has a high IQ, but he went down the second game of the football season, and then in September, obviously like a huge part of who we are and what we've done the last 2 years. Gad Harris went down with the fractured fibula, and that's been that's obviously it is a big deal, but it's been a blessing in a way where some other guys have had to play and step up and develop some depth. And so we got some guys in new roles, but now this far into the season, we're starting to play a little bit better. But and then we had Malachi Knox who transferred in, got eligible the first game of district, but he missed all of last week, so he's only played a couple games for us because he's been sick. And then JJ Minifield just got back, had a high ankle sprain, and then he got sick. And right now we're George Smith is questionable for this week, and we'll see how that goes. So it's just part of what it is, and we've been lucky the last 3 to 4 years, not having injuries, but it all hit at once. And like as a coach, you kind of feel sorry for yourself, or you just got to coach, man. And it's been a joy to see these guys step up and fight through that adversity. And so we're excited about it. And hopefully one of these days we will get 100% healthy and hopefully get Gad back sometime soon as well.
Well, with all those injuries, I guess you're doing a great job. You're 13-7, and I guess you're one game behind La Cueva, and you're playing La Cueva this week. So
Mhm.
I'm assuming I didn't see your deal, but you're in second place. Am I correct on
Yeah,
that?
we're tied with Santa Fe. And Santa Fe took La Cueva to the buzzer the other night, lost on a last second tip in by Hunter. And Santa Fe was up four with 40 seconds to go, 30 seconds to go, and just couldn't hold on. And so it is a tough place to play up there. We're playing there tonight. And Coach Rivera does a super job. They're athletic, they're long, they're physical, they defend well. So we are going to have our hands full, and so we got to kind of win this game to separate ourselves from them, hopefully. But it's gonna be a tough deal. It's gonna be really tough.
No, you go to Santa Fe, and there it's going to be packed. I mean, a good deal. I mean, the miniature pit. I always thought about going up there, and people just don't realize how hard Santa Fe and Farmington is to win up there, it's just a. I mean, the home court and the fans are passionate, and there's going to be a lot to be playing for tonight. So.
Yeah, yeah, and it's what we're ready for. It's what we want. We want games to mean something, especially at this time of the year. So we're really looking forward to it. And it is a true road game. It really is. Like here in Albuquerque, I think like there's not many true road games. If you go play somewhere else, it's really not a true road game. But these are true road games where you're gonna have a pretty decent crowd, and you have home gym advantage because we don't see that too much. We don't play up there too much, and so it's going to be fun. And I feel like getting different refereeing up there is going to be a good thing for us too. And so we'll see. I mean, it can work out either way for us, but we're excited to have this test and have this game really mean a lot for us tonight.
No, you got me tempted to, get in my car and just come up and I had a night off, and so I thought, all of a sudden you had the game, so I think I just might swing up there and check that game out. But since you moved the game from Thursday night, and I let everybody to Friday night, so
Yeah.
you just didn't want Sebastian and I to do the game. I mean,
Well, we're gonna blame LaQuava on that one. We're blaming LaQuava. We're blaming. No, I'm just playing. They had a Hall of Fame deal where they felt like it would be probably better for them on Friday, which makes sense. I think it'll be a good crowd, and they want to celebrate those alums that have impacted their programs over there, and so I think it's a good idea. And look, I don't think there's much better than LaQuava and Sandia Friday night.
no, I'm just joking. I was looking forward to that game. I have a great lineup this week, and Wednesday you get to see Rio Rancho and Cleveland, great rivalry game, and then see Sandia and La Cueva, a great rivalry game, and then go up to northern New Mexico and see northern New Mexico play, and then Saturday go down to Highlands, and I watch Highlands play Fort Lewis, and Fort Lewis is undefeated and really good teams. So, and Highlands is right there. I mean, the state's having a great year as far as college. Eastern's playing well, and Western's playing well, and it's just a great time for basketball. And then the Lobos are doing great. So all the schools are doing great in basketball.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, and it's awesome. Like we try to take our guys, and I try to take Isaiah, my son, to go watch as much as we can, and I think we're gonna take a few of our guys up to watch Highlands and Fort Lewis, and Highlands is playing a lot better now and getting and figuring things out. So, and I'm excited to see Fort Lewis and how they play. We watched them earlier in the year against Eastern. That was like Eastern's first game of the season. But since then, Eastern and Coach Vo have done a great job. It's fun to watch him. Coach Vo is a great human being. So it's good to see good people have success. And then of course you got the Lobos and I mean, I can't say enough about Coach Olin, man. I just I love his demeanor on the sideline. I wish I was that guy. I just love how he interacts with the team and the refs and his expectations and his temperament. I mean, it's cool to watch, man. It really is, and he's getting the most out of this group.
I tell you what, we're gonna go to Evergard Roofing and Solar, top 10 plays of the week. Come back and talk more Sandia High School basketball.
Poked away by Bishop. Bishop takes off. Here comes the money. Up and in. Taylor. Well, here's Bishop once again. Little scoop and score. Back-to-back steals and scoop and scores.
Mieta, catch and shoot. Yes, nylon. First field goal of the night for Jace Mieta.
Chavez, coast to coast, takes it himself. Blocked at the rim.
I tell you, went against those trees and
Changing threes. Bramlett swings at left wing. Cooper, he'll take a triple and rattle it in.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cueva heating it up right now.
Rifle that one ahead to Deschler, who skips it across the baseline on a catch and shoot for Willis. Gets it back, a kick, open look, high arcing three, rattles in for Grace Baca.
Cleveland need a basket right now.
Way outside on the wing, it's Bracken. Now here's Bowie for three. Swish, Bowie.
He hurt. I think that, Hope would be ahead right now.
Campbell for three, knocks it down. Can't connect. Offensive rebound, another block for Huron.
Always in the right place at the right time.
Block, the rebound put up. That's off the mark by Weddle. Here comes the break now for Bramlett. Lob underneath, slam, dunk. Hunter Butler.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Danny Brown here, head basketball coach at Sandia High School. And Danny, it's been an up and down year for you for injuries and everything. But like I said, you're 13-7. You're tied for second place. Big game tonight in Santa Fe, and it's very something's coming in my ear here. So, but it's a very promising year, right? You're right where you want to be right now. You you control your own destiny.
I agree, and it's been a journey to this point, and there's been some games that we probably could have won. Things just didn't go our way, and sometimes that happens. And guys were trying to figure out their, obviously without Gad, guys have to do more. Gad makes people's jobs easier. So we've had to figure that part of it out. And I think guys are starting to do that a little bit. And, we'll see. We do control our own destiny. If we can beat Santa Fe tonight, it sets up a really big game for us, against La Cueva Friday night. However, our mindset is just to try to get better, obviously. And at the end of the year, hopefully we're in the state tournament, and we really don't care what numbers by our name. I do feel like we have when we're fully healthy and ready to go, we definitely have a top 4 or 5 team in the state, and so, but we're just going to play with who we have and get better and give people fits if we can.
Well, I know you're going to give people fits, and like I said, when you get healthy, or you just don't know. It just seems like it's one, like you said, it's one of those years. And I don't want to, do it. It just seems like, you haven't been not healthy for 3 or 4 years, and it just seems like this year you just don't know what's going to happen. It's funny. I talk with whenever I talk with you, you're always saying, well, but you're still winning. You brought other players on. They start to believe in themselves, and if they do get healthy, then you just become much better.
Yeah. Well, I think that is a tribute to obviously our players and our coaches, because we could have just hey man, we don't have Gad, we don't have Teo, we don't have this guy, we don't have that guy, we're out this guy, and we could just lay down. But it's a tribute to our guys and our coaches, and I think that's what happens. Like I talk about this a lot, is having a good program, not just a good team, right? Like we have a good program, a solid program, and a lot of times programs can win games. And so that's kind of what, we're doing right now. We're trying to find our footing and just keep getting better. And like I said, our kids are battling, man, and our coaches are doing the same.
Well, you're like I said, you got three teams right at the top. You got Santa Fe, La Cueva, and yourself that are the front runners of your district. And you look around. Talk a little bit about the rest of the state a little bit. I mean, it's always fun to talk with you and see what you're doing. But Hobbs beats up on my Clovis Wildcats, and they're a team that seems to be up, and you can't count them out. So.
Yeah, well, they're an enigma. I think they started off the season really well, and then I think their big kid got injured, and he sat out some games. I think he was out for most of the Metro here, and they lost a couple games to Del Norte, Hope, that and La Cueva, and so I think that's a big deal. He adds a lot to that basketball team. Definitely a hard matchup. So with him on the floor. So I think they're kind of finding that again. Like they went through that injury stuff just like we are. And I think they're finding it again. I think he's back playing. So that makes them pretty dang good. I think Carlsbad is surprising a lot of people down there. They're solid. Coach does a great job down there.
They played Las Cruces. They played Las Cruces very close. I had them going right. So
yeah, and I'm not gonna be shocked if they win that district, to tell you the truth. And then Roswell is starting to play better. They're young, and their style creates problems, but they're young, and they play Hobbs tonight. Hobbs is at Roswell, so that'll be a tough game. And then you go to the other Southern District, and obviously, Centennial. I've told everybody all year they're solid. They're physical. They just play hard. They're not like the most skilled team, but they play hard, and they've gotten so much better from last year. And then so they play Cruces tonight, and obviously Cruces is Cruces. They had a tough week last week, and but they are ultra talented, and of course Coach Benjamin does a great job with those guys, and so they are really good. So that'll be a fun game. And then of course you have the district up here with Volcano and Rio Rancho and Cleveland, and so
we'll get back. We're going to take a little break. We'll get back, and we're going to talk about the rest of the state, and also talk about that district and see what your thoughts is on is that the toughest district in the state. So.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProV Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We've got Danny Brown, head basketball coach at Sandia. The March Madness to me has already began, and it's already happening. But let's talk about that district that Volcano, Rio Rancho, Farmington, Cibola, and Pedro Vista. And I haven't looked at this week's polls, but it's like all year there's been like 1, 2, 3 all year round, and Rio Rancho, big game this week. Rio Rancho plays Cleveland, and Cleveland. I think they're a 3-way tie right now, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, all 3-1, and that district started off with a bang with Farmington beating, and Farmington's good, beating Rio Rancho up there, and then Rio Rancho's second game was Volcano at Volcano, I believe, and so Rio Rancho pulled that one out, and so and then Volcano had to go beat Cleveland and had to go up to Farmington and beat them, and then Farmington loses to Cibola this past week. And so Farmington is probably the best 1-3 team in a district there is, right? And Cibola's sitting at 2-2, and that was a big win. So that district's crazy, but I do think that those 3 teams are the top 3 teams. And I will say this: I think Rio Rancho has the most talent. I think Coach Heredia has done a super job. Kids are playing hard. They share the ball. They do those things. And they just got some talent. I think Volcano is Volcano. My brother's doing a super fantastic job with that group. They don't have a guy like Kenyon, right? But, they are a program that can win a lot of games, right? And my brother is probably, again, arguably, in my book, probably not arguably the best coach in the state. And then Zach's doing a super job with Cleveland, and Remy's having a super year, and so they're playing with a lot of confidence. And so, those teams are at the top very deservingly.
Well, you make that statement. You can really say that about all 4 of those coaches there. 4 of those coaches are, unbelievable coaches, and what they bring to the table, and it just shows you. Even Coach Martinez, I watched him get humiliated by Rio Rancho 2 nights before, and when I saw that score, I was like, wow, how do you rebound in 2 days from what they put on? So that's coaching. To get your guys playing
100%.
So
I agree with you.
I'm sitting here going, what a district. And I said that from day one. From everybody I talked to, is that, watch out for Cibola. You just can't, and then truthfully, and I'll be honest with it, but I after watching that game against Rio Rancho, I thought they were done. I really, and to see them come back and beat, you said it, I respect your opinion. Coach Chitty is one of the best coaches in the state. He does a great job.
Yeah, he does. He's a great human being, and so we had talked before that game, and he was a little nervous about that game, and it's tough. They got it tough because they got to come to Albuquerque, 4 times, or Rio Rancho, Albuquerque 4 times, right? And so that's a tough road trip, right, for them, and so. They just lost to Volcano, and then, they had a hard time bouncing back on the road, but Coach will get them going. He's a great human being and a great coach.
Well, you look at that district, and you just look at the state. Talk about some players that kind of surprised you this year. Besides, David Lunn and the deal, but some people that people should be watching.
Well, I do think,
besides your son too. I'll throw him out because I know you're not going to mention him. Okay, so
well, we're super proud of him, but uh, I think if you look at Rio Rancho, right, like one of the biggest reasons why they're having some success is because Caden Decker, I think over the last few years, he hasn't had the highest motor. He is awfully skilled, and I think this year one of the big differences is that his motor is higher, right? Like he's playing hard all the time, not taking plays off, and coach is using him the right way, getting him in and out, and getting him rest. And I think
Plus, he's in
he's
shape. He's in shape compared to
well.
this person.
That's yeah, that's one of the deals. And Rio Rancho plays fast, and so in order to do that, you got to buy into being in shape, and so. I think they're having success, and so I think he's a huge part of that. I think he is. I see his value to the team. I don't know if anybody else does, but he is really skilled in the motor more so than anything. And then I think you look around the city. I think you have a kid like El Dorado lost to a lot to graduation. I think you have Charlie Wills that's a good solid player for them, and he's scoring at a high clip for them, and not the quickest and all of that, but very difficult for us to guard. I think you have, some guys at La Cueva, right? Like,
Yeah, Trujillo, you're bringing.
yeah, well,
He's been your
everybody,
nightmare.
yeah, everybody, Hunter does what Hunter does, and Drew Bramlett's a good player, but the guy that always gets us is Tony Trujillo. Just for some reason, and I really think he was like instrumental in beating us this last game that we played him. He's always had solid games against us, and just so there's some guys that are just very unsung. Around the state, that don't get, the credit. Like for us, we have Lavadrick Hogues Jr. Like people don't know about that guy. He's been a 4-year varsity guy, and he sacrificed his sophomore year, his starting spot for our two little eighth graders. He came in and told me, Coach, these two should start. We get off to a better start with them. And so this year and last year, or his sophomore year and junior year, he didn't start, which he was good enough. And this year, he's having a great year, averaging almost 12 points a game. One of our best leaders, hit 5 threes this other game. So he's one of those kids that's under the radar that people should know about as well.
Well, one couple of mine is going back to Rio Rancho's McNeely. Okay, he just seems to be, getting more of a confidence, and then their big guy Lovato. I don't think he gets the credit.
Yeah,
You're
right.
I mean, he doesn't get the credit that because of Richardson and also of them. But I just think those guys. I mean, and you said it earlier in your statement that they have the most talent. Maybe the 1 through 9, they have the deepest lineup in the state. And that shows it. So right there, but I just looked across the state. I mean, across the city and all that. I mean, we got some great athletes right here, and they're get out and watch them. I mean, they're exciting. I haven't seen anything from Santa Fe or up north, but I'm sure they got some talent too.
They do. So we're excited to go up and play. It's going to be a challenge.
Well, you play Santa Fe tonight, and what time do you leave? You go back 2:00 or so.
Yeah, we got to get our C team up there, so we'll leave around 2 a little bit. They play at 4, so a little after 2, get up there. And it's just a long night for our varsity guys, so that's the hard part.
No, I remember when I was coaching, that was the thing. So, but we're running out of time, Danny. Good luck tonight, and I'll see if I can get up there and support you.
All right, appreciate you, Steve. Thanks for having me on.
All right, same to you.